Hello and welcome back to CultureShoc's video series. My name is Pete and I'm here to help you charge into your storm so you get to blue skies faster. At CultureShoc, one of our core values is relentless growth. And to us, that means growing our business, growing ourselves personally and professionally, helping our teammates grow, and doing the same for our clients, partners, and friends. Today I want to talk about 10 ways that you can grow during the quarantine or the lockdown or any slowdown in your business. Now, if you're like me, you may have found extra downtime, or you may have found yourself frustrated with what can I do to either grow or help other people grow during this time when we're not allowed to see each other face to face. We've all been on the Zoom meetings, but if you feel yourself running into a wall or feel limited or feel helpless because you're unproductive, this might be the video for you. And by the way, before we get started, know that a couple of these are probably gonna feel like common sense or things you've already done, and a couple might feel like something that you think you have to be an expert in order to do. I promise you, you don't. I myself am not an expert in most of these areas. There are some that I have not even taken on yet, but all of them can be done, and you can learn something and you can grow in any one of these areas, perhaps more than one of these areas. The main point is think about what is it time that you get started on, that you start growing in. Many of us have a little more time right now to find an extra area or two where we can grow, whether it's personally or professionally. Here are 10 ways that you can exhibit relentless growth during this time. Number 1, document what you already have. If you have core processes that are in your head that you have never gotten down on paper, now's the time. If you have processes in a binder, now might be the time to automate some of those, get those into a shared file or a shared drive. If you feel like you are doing something really well and you have a team of people around you, make sure that they know how to do those step-by-step processes as well. Now's the time to document what you already have as opposed to always trying to create something new. Number 2, if you're familiar with the EOS process, we set quarterly rocks, especially at the leadership team level. My recommendation to you is to set a Q rock. This can be a personal rock for your home life, it could be for your family. What is something that you can get done by the time life gets back to normal? We don't exactly know when that's going to be right now, but set yourself that 90-day, or you could go to a 60-day or a 30-day time frame of something that you're gonna work on, something that you're gonna complete, one way in which you're going to grow, and be accountable to that every week, answering yourself, am I on track or off track for my quarantine or my Q rock? Number 3, read up on something new. And this could be a new book, it could be a fiction novel if you want it to be. If you've never tried the Harry Potter or the Lord of the Rings series, you could give that a shot. It could be a management book. If you want another tool in your tool belt when it comes to managing or leading others, now might be the time to read up on that. You could also look at Harvard Business Review articles. You could look into the history and geography if you're interested in that. It could be medical journals. Whatever you want, just educate yourself in some way. Doesn't cost as much, if anything, to read up on something new. Number 4, build yourself a website, or if you already have one, take a look at refurbishing or refreshing yours. If you don't own the domain of your name, now might be the time to pick that up. It's relatively simple to get a WordPress or a Squarespace site. You can buy the domain for your name, find a place to host. I personally use Flywheel. You can use Bluehost, GoDaddy, or a number of other hosting sites, and start building out a rudimentary website for your own personal brand, for a side project you're working on, or if you already have a website for your business, now might be the time to take a look at how can you upgrade the search engine optimization, how can you increase your organic search, what can you do to be bringing more traffic to your website? Now, I don't know this for a fact. My guess is that there are marketing firms right now willing to give you a free website audit and potentially offering some of their services at a discount if you want to upgrade your website. Number 5, write something new. You may think that it's impossible to write a book. You may be intimidated by that fact. But my guess is every single person watching this video has something to offer in the way of a how-to guide, a book, it could be an ebook, it could be a white paper or a pamphlet that might help somebody out. My first book came about because I thought I could upgrade the level of wedding toasts nationwide and maybe even worldwide, so that every time I go to the wedding, There are better best men and maid of honor toasts. All I did was create a topic, create chapter headings, and started filling in chapter by chapter experiences I had, ideas I came up with, a framework, a step-by-step guide to creating great wedding toasts. I talked to somebody a few years back who simply created an ebook that was a how-to guide on fixing one of the most popular models of hot tubs, and it became one of the best sellers in that category on Amazon. This could be, believe it or not, a side revenue source for you, or it could just position you as a little more of an expert in a certain area. Think about where you have a lot of knowledge in a certain area and go about just creating a basic framework for a book, an ebook, or some kind of article.